story of a 1979 Susan B. Anthony Liberty dollar is one that continues to electrify collectors and treasure hunters across the world. When people hear about a simple $1 coin possibly being worth thousands, or even more, their imagination instantly catches fire. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced with high hopes, bold ambition, and a powerful historical message, and today it remains one of the most talked about modern American coins in the hobby. In 1979, the United States Mint released this coin to honor women's rights pioneer Susan B. Anthony. It was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman rather than a symbolic liberty figure. That alone gives the coin emotional and cultural weight that goes far beyond its face value. It represents courage, equality, and a turning point in American history. The coin carries a familiar word, liberty, linking it to the broader American coin tradition. On the reverse, it features an eagle landing on the moon, adapted from the Eisenhower dollar design. This powerful image connects the coin to the spirit of space exploration and national pride. The design itself feels bold, modern, and symbolic of ambition. Now, here is where excitement truly begins. While most 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars are common, certain rare varieties are highly valuable. The most famous is a 1979 P wide rim variety, sometimes called a near date. This version has a date positioned close to the rim, and sharp-eyed collectors know how rare it is compared to the standard far date version. In average circulated condition, these coins are not worth millions, but in pristine uncirculated condition, especially graded at the highest levels, their value can skyrocket dramatically. A coin graded MS-67 or higher can sell for thousands of dollars. The difference between a regular coin and a high-grade specimen can mean the difference between $1 and a small fortune. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A flawless 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with original mint luster, no scratches, and razor-sharp details becomes a prize. Professional grading services authenticate and encapsulate such coins, increasing buyer confidence and market demand. Some collectors dream of discovering an extreme mint error, off-center strikes, double dies, or wrong planchet errors. These unusual mistakes can dramatically increase value. When rarity and demand meet in the marketplace, prices can climb far beyond face value. It is important to understand that this coin is not actually silver. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was struck in a copper-nickel clad composition. That means its value comes from rarity, condition, and collector demand, not from precious metal content. Many people mistakenly believe it contains silver, but standard 1979 issues do not. However, proof versions struck for collectors, especially those produced in San Francisco, often carry strong premiums in perfect condition. Deep cameo proof coins with flawless mirrored surfaces can be particularly desirable. The beauty of a perfectly preserved proof coin is breathtaking. The excitement around this coin also comes from its short production run in circulation. Because it was similar in size to the quarter, the public often confused it with smaller denominations. As a result, the coin did not circulate widely for long, adding an interesting chapter to its story. Collectors are drawn to coins that combine history, controversy, and scarcity. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar checks all three boxes. It represents social progress, faced market rejection, and later gained renewed appreciation among numismatists. Stories sometimes circulate online claiming these coins are worth millions overnight. While it is true that rare coins can bring astonishing prices, such extreme values are exceptionally rare and usually involve unique errors or one-of-a-kind pieces. Real wealth in coin collecting comes from knowledge, patience, and careful buying. Still, finding a rare high-grade 1979 P wide rim or superb proof coin can absolutely change someone's financial situation. Coins discovered in old rolls, bank vaults, or inherited collections have surprised families with unexpected value. The thrill of searching through change or old collections adds to the magic. Every detail matters: the mint mark, the rim spacing, the strike quality. A small variation invisible to casual eyes can mean a major price difference. Professional authentication plays a crucial role. Without certification, even a rare coin may struggle to reach full market value. Grading protects both buyers and sellers and establishes trust in high-value transactions. The coin's design remains powerful decades later. The portrait of Susan B. Anthony appears dignified and determined, reflecting her relentless fight for equality. That emotional resonance gives the coin a lasting appeal that numbers alone cannot measure. Market demand fluctuates over time. As interest in modern coins increases, top-grade examples become more competitive at auctions. Limited supply at the highest grade levels keeps pressure on prices. While becoming a billionaire overnight from a common $1,979 is unrealistic, discovering an exceptional rarity could certainly bring a life-changing sum. The key is understanding what makes a coin special, rather than believing every circulating piece is priceless. For collectors in Pakistan or anywhere else in the world, American coins like this can still be collected, traded, and sold internationally. Global online marketplaces have made rare coins more accessible than ever before. In the end, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony Liberty Dollar is not just a coin. It is a symbol of progress, ambition, and the thrill of treasure hunting. If you own one, examine it carefully. Look for the wide-rim variety, check its condition, and consider professional grading. Knowledge transforms an ordinary dollar into a potential hidden gem. The 1980 Susan B. Anthony Liberty $1 coin is one of those coins that instantly sparks curiosity the moment it lands in your hand. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary dollar, but for collectors and treasure hunters, it carries a powerful story. The coin proudly features the fearless reformer Susan B. Anthony, a woman who changed the course of American history. Her determined portrait on this small dollar represents courage, equality, and a revolution in women's rights that reshaped the nation. When the Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced in 1979, it was the first time a real woman, not a symbolic figure, appeared on regular circulating United States currency. That alone makes the series historically important. By 1980, the second year of production, the coin continued to roll out from U.S. Mint facilities, carrying the bold inscription Liberty and the powerful motto, "In God We Trust." Many people mistakenly believe the 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar is made of silver. In reality, it is composed of a copper core layered with nickel. However, confusion sometimes adds excitement to the market. When collectors hear silver dollar, imagination runs wild. But true value in this coin doesn't come from silver content. It comes from rarity, condition, and unique mint errors. The 1980 issue was struck at multiple mints, including United States Mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint produced coins with subtle differences, and collectors pay close attention to mint marks like P, D, and S. These tiny letters can dramatically influence desirability and price, especially when tied to limited proof editions. Now let's talk about the dream everyone loves, the idea of finding one worth millions. While most 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollars trade for modest amounts, there are exceptional examples that command impressive prices. Coins graded in near-perfect or perfect mint state condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The higher the grade, the higher the excitement. Proof versions from San Francisco are particularly admired. These coins were specially struck with sharp detail and mirror-like surfaces. A flawless 1980 S-proof coin, especially one graded PR70, represents the absolute peak of preservation. For serious collectors, perfection is priceless, and competition can drive prices far beyond face value. Error coins create another thrilling dimension. Imagine discovering a coin with a dramatic off-center strike, double die lettering, or a wrong planchet error. These mistakes are rare accidents, and rarity fuels value. In the coin world, a spectacular error can turn a $1 piece into a four-figure treasure almost overnight. Condition plays the biggest role in determining value. Coins that circulated heavily usually show scratches, dullness, and wear. But an untouched coin stored carefully for decades can look almost brand new. Collectors examine luster, strike sharpness, and surface quality under magnification. Even the smallest mark can influence price. Although stories circulate online claiming certain 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollars are worth millions, the truth is more grounded. There's been no verified standard 1980 circulation strike, selling for millions of dollars. However, the excitement surrounding rare coins continues to inspire collectors to search through pocket change with hope and anticipation. What truly gives this coin power is its historical symbolism. Susan B. Anthony fought tirelessly for women's voting rights, paving the way for the 19th Amendment. Holding her image in your hand is like holding a piece of that struggle and triumph. That emotional and cultural value cannot be measured simply in dollars. In the broader market, high-grade $1,980 certified by major grading services often attract competitive bidding. Auction platforms sometimes see strong results when pristine examples appear. The key factor is authentication and professional grading, which builds buyer confidence. Some collectors also assemble complete date and mint sets from 1979 to 1981 and the final 1999 issue. The 1980 coin fits right in the center of that historical timeline, representing the continuation of America's experiment with a small-sized dollar coin. The design itself is striking. The obverse shows Anthony's profile with strength and dignity, while the reverse features an eagle landing on the moon, inspired by the Apollo 11 mission insignia. This design connects civil rights history with the spirit of American exploration. Because the coin closely resembled a quarter in size and color, it struggled in circulation. Many people confuse it with smaller denominations, which limited public acceptance. That commercial challenge adds another interesting chapter to its story. If you believe you have a high-quality 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar, proper storage is essential. Keep it in a protective holder. Avoid touching the surfaces, and consider professional evaluation. Preservation can mean the difference between ordinary value and premium pricing. The dream of becoming a millionaire overnight from a coin discovery fuels countless treasure hunting stories. While realistic expectations are important, there is still genuine money in rare varieties and exceptional condition examples. Knowledge is your most powerful tool. Understanding mint marks, grading scales, and market demand transforms you from a hopeful dreamer into a smart collector. Instead of chasing exaggerated claims, focus on learning the true characteristics that create legitimate value. The 1980 Susan B. Anthony dollar may not automatically make someone a billionaire overnight, but in extraordinary condition or rare error form, it can absolutely be worth far more than $1. Its combination of history, symbolism, and collectible appeal gives it enduring interest for collectors in places far from the United States, including passionate coin enthusiasts around the world. This coin represents a fascinating piece of American heritage. Its story crosses borders and generations. In the end, the real fortune hidden inside the 1980 Susan B. Anthony Liberty $1 coin is knowledge. When you understand what makes a coin rare, authentic, and desirable, you protect yourself from selling too cheaply and position yourself to recognize true opportunity. So before you spend that $1,980 coin, take a closer look. Examine its mint mark, condition, and strike quality. While most examples are modestly valued, the rare standout pieces can surprise you. And beyond money, you'll hold a powerful symbol of courage and change, one small coin carrying a very big legacy. The story of a 1979 Susan B. Anthony Liberty dollar is one that continues to electrify collectors and treasure hunters across the world. When people hear about a simple $1 coin possibly being worth thousands, or even more, their imagination instantly catches fire. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced with high hopes, bold ambition, and a powerful historical message, and today it remains one of the most talked about modern American coins in the hobby. In 1979, the United States Mint released this coin to honor women's rights pioneer Susan B. Anthony. It was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman rather than a symbolic liberty figure. That alone gives the coin emotional and cultural weight that goes far beyond its face value. It represents courage, equality, and a turning point in American history. The coin carries a familiar word, liberty, linking it to the broader American coin tradition. On the reverse, it features an eagle landing on the moon, adapted from the Eisenhower dollar design. This powerful image connects the coin to the spirit of space exploration and national pride. The design itself feels bold, modern, and symbolic of ambition. Now, here is where excitement truly begins. While most 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars are common, certain rare varieties are highly valuable. The most famous is a 1979 P wide rim variety, sometimes called a near date. This version has a date positioned closer to the rim, and sharp-eyed collectors know how rare it is compared to the standard far date version. In average circulated condition, these coins are not worth millions, but in pristine uncirculated condition, especially graded at the highest levels, their value can skyrocket dramatically. A coin graded MS-67 or higher can sell for thousands of dollars. The difference between a regular coin and a high-grade specimen can mean the difference between $1 and a small fortune. Condition is everything in coin collecting. A flawless 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar with original mint luster, no scratches, and razor-sharp details becomes a prize. Professional grading services authenticate and encapsulate such coins, increasing buyer confidence and market demand. Some collectors dream of discovering an extreme mint error, off-center strikes, double dies, or wrong planchet errors. These unusual mistakes can dramatically increase value. When rarity and demand meet in the marketplace, prices can climb far beyond face value. It is important to understand that this coin is not actually silver. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition. That means its value comes from rarity, condition, and collector demand, not from precious metal content. Many people mistakenly believe it contains silver, but standard 1979 issues do not. However, proof versions struck for collectors, especially those produced in San Francisco, often carry strong premiums in perfect condition. Deep cameo proof coins with flawless mirrored surfaces can be particularly desirable. The beauty of a perfectly preserved proof coin is breathtaking. The excitement around this coin also comes from its short production run in circulation. Because it was similar in size to the quarter, the public often confused it with smaller denominations. As a result, the coin did not circulate widely for long, adding an interesting chapter to its story. Collectors are drawn to coins that combine history, controversy, and scarcity. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar checks all three boxes. It represents social progress, faced market rejection, and later gained renewed appreciation among numismatists. Stories sometimes circulate online claiming these coins are worth millions overnight. While it is true that rare coins can bring astonishing prices, such extreme values are exceptionally rare and usually involve unique errors or one-of-a-kind pieces. Real wealth in coin collecting comes from knowledge, patience, and careful buying. Still, finding a rare high-grade 1979 P wide rim or superb proof coin can absolutely change someone's financial situation. Coins discovered in old rolls, bank vaults, or inherited collections have surprised families with unexpected value. The thrill of searching through change or old collections adds to the magic. Every detail matters: the mint mark, the rim spacing, the strike quality. A small variation invisible to casual eyes can mean a major price difference. Professional authentication plays a crucial role. Without certification, even a rare coin may struggle to reach full market value. Grading protects both buyers and sellers and establishes trust in high-value transactions. The coin's design remains powerful decades later. The portrait of Susan B. Anthony appears dignified and determined, reflecting her relentless fight for equality. That emotional resonance gives the coin a lasting appeal that numbers alone cannot measure. Market demand fluctuates over time. As interest in modern coins increases, top-grade examples become more competitive at auctions. Limited supply at the highest grade levels keeps pressure on prices. While becoming a billionaire overnight from a common $1,979 is unrealistic, discovering an exceptional rarity could certainly bring a life-changing sum. The key is understanding what makes a coin special, rather than believing every circulating piece is priceless. For collectors in Pakistan or anywhere else in the world, American coins like this can still be collected, traded, and sold internationally. Global online marketplaces have made rare coins more accessible than ever.
The Liberty $quarter coin you are talking about is officially known as the Washington Quarter because the design features President George Washington on the front. not the Standing Liberty design that ended decades earlier. Many people believe there is a secret 1990 P Silver Liberty quarter worth millions, but the truth is more realistic and very important to understand before anyone gets too excited. The 1990 quarter made for everyday circulation at the Philadelphia Mint was struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, not silver, and millions upon millions were produced. The obverse of the 1990 P. Washington quarter shows the familiar left-facing portrait of George Washington with the word Liberty above his head and In God We Trust beside him. On the reverse, you'll see the American eagle with outstretched wings, arrows in its talons, and olive branches below. This classic eagle reverse was used until 1998, just before the state quarters program began. Because this design was common for decades, most 1990 P quarters you find in pocket change today are worth only their face value of 25 cents. However, where excitement begins is in the condition and rare mint errors. A 1990 P quarter in ordinary circulated condition is not rare at all. But if you happen to find one in pristine, uncirculated condition graded MS 67 or higher by a professional grading service, it can be worth significantly more than face value. In top condition, some examples may sell for tens or even a few $100s depending on appeal and demand. That is a big difference from 25 cents, but it is still far from millions. There is also confusion about silver. In 1990, the U.S. Mint did produce special 90% silver-proof quarters, but these were not regular Philadelphia circulation coins. They were part of special proof sets struck in San Francisco. A 1990 silver-proof quarter in perfect deep cameo condition can sell for a higher premium, sometimes $10 to $20 or more, depending on grading. But again, these are collectible premiums, not life-changing million-dollar treasures. Some collectors dream about dramatic mint errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, broad strikes, or wrong planchet errors. If a genuine 1990 P quarter were accidentally struck on a silver planchet intended for another coin, that would be extremely rare and potentially very valuable. Unique, dramatic mint errors can sometimes sell for thousands of dollars. But such pieces are extraordinarily uncommon and must be authenticated by reputable grading companies to confirm their legitimacy. It is important to understand that no verified record exists of a regular 1990 P. Washington quarter selling for millions of dollars. The coins that reach million-dollar levels in the U.S. coin market are typically historic rarities from the 1700s or 1800s, ultra-low mintage coins, or famous error pieces with documented history. A standard 1990 P quarter simply does not fall into that category under normal circumstances. That said, coin collecting is still powerful. A high-grade, flawless 1990 P quarter preserved from the day it was minted could be a desirable modern collectible. The difference between a worn coin and a gem-quality coin is dramatic. Luster, sharp details, and clean surfaces all matter. Collectors pay premiums for perfection, especially in modern coins where truly flawless examples are harder to find than people assume. If you believe you have an unusual 1990 P quarter, examine it carefully. Check the mint mark P. Look for doubling in the lettering, inspect the rim for errors, and weigh the coin if possible. A standard clad quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. A significant weight difference might indicate a wrong planchet error. But never assume it is rare, without professional verification. The idea that one common 1990 P quarter could instantly make someone a billionaire overnight is more fantasy than fact. While rare coins absolutely can change financial situations, realistic expectations protect collectors from disappointment. Knowledge is your strongest tool. Understanding mintage numbers, composition, condition grading, and genuine rarity will guide you far better than viral rumors. In conclusion, the 1990 P. Washington quarter is a classic and collectible modern U.S. coin, but in most cases it is worth only face value unless it is in exceptional condition or has a rare mint error. It does not normally carry unimaginable million-dollar value. Still, every coin has a story, and careful collecting can build wealth slowly over time. The real treasure is not just in the metal, it is in the knowledge, patience, and passion of the collector who understands what they truly have.
When people hear the words 1979 Liberty Quarter, their imagination immediately starts racing with dreams of hidden treasure. But here's the truth you absolutely need to understand first. There was no regular Liberty Quarter minted in 1979 for circulation. The classic Washington quarter design was already in use during that year, and it featured George Washington on the obverse, not the older standing Liberty design. That simple fact alone separates reality from rumor and protects collectors from costly mistakes driven by viral hype. The legendary Liberty design most collectors admire actually belongs to the standing Liberty Quarter, minted between 1916 and 1930. Those coins, especially in high grades or rare dates like 1916, can indeed be worth thousands or even more at major auctions, but they were never produced in 1979. So if someone is claiming a 1979 Liberty Quarter is worth millions just because of the word Liberty, that claim simply does not align with U.S. mint history. Now let's talk about the 1979 quarters that truly exist. In that year, the U.S. Mint produced Washington quarters at Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark. These were standard copper-nickel-clad coins, not silver. Regular circulated examples are worth face value, 25 cents. Even in brilliant, uncirculated condition, most 1979 quarters sell for only a few dollars. That may not sound dramatic, but it's the honest market reality. However, the story changes slightly when we discuss proof coins. The United States Mint struck special proof quarters in San Francisco for collectors. Some of these proof coins were made in 40% silver as part of special sets. In pristine, graded condition, especially with deep cameo contrast, values can climb into higher ranges. But even then, we are talking about hundreds of dollars in exceptional cases, not millions. So where do the $1 million dreams come from? In rare circumstances, coins become extraordinarily valuable due to dramatic mint errors. A wrong planchet strike, a major off-metal error, or a one-of-a-kind production mistake could potentially push a coin's value far beyond normal expectations. If, for example, a 1979 quarter were somehow struck on a silver planchet not intended for that year, professionally authenticated, and graded at the highest level, collectors could compete aggressively for it. Yet such cases are extraordinarily rare and heavily verified. Another factor that fuels fortune stories is condition. In coin collecting, grade is everything. A coin graded MS 67 or higher by a respected third-party grading service can command exponentially higher prices than the same coin in circulated shape. Tiny differences in luster, strike sharpness, and surface preservation can mean the difference between $1 and hundreds of dollars. But again, this is about condition rarity, not magical hidden millions in every pocket. It's also important to understand the silver question clearly. Standard 1979 circulation quarters are not silver. The U.S. stopped making regular silver quarters for circulation after 1964. Any claim that an ordinary 1979 P quarter is automatically silver and worth millions is simply incorrect. Only specific collector proof issues contain silver, and those were sold directly in sets. The real power of coin collecting is not fantasy, it's knowledge. When collectors educate themselves about mint marks, metal composition, mintage numbers, and grading standards, they protect their money and sometimes uncover genuine treasures. The excitement should come from careful research, magnified inspection, and professional authentication, not from viral promises of overnight billionaire status. That said, coins absolutely can change fortunes, but only in rare, documented, and authenticated circumstances. History proves that unique error coins and ultra-rare early issues have reached staggering auction prices. But these are exceptions, not the rule. Believing every 1979 quarter is a hidden jackpot can lead to disappointment or even scams. So if you have a 1979 quarter with a P mint mark, don't rush to spend it, but don't expect instant millions either. Examine it carefully. Look for unusual weight, off-metal appearance, striking errors, or extraordinary condition. If something truly looks different, have it evaluated by a professional grading service. In coin collecting, Dreams are powered by facts, and facts are what truly build fortunes, not myths. When people hear the words Liberty Quarter, their imagination instantly travels to shining silver coins carrying the proud image of Lady Liberty. But when we talk about a 1993 quarter with a P mint mark, we are actually speaking about a modern issue from the long-running Washington Quarter series, struck at the United States Mint facility in Philadelphia Mint. This coin does not feature the classic standing Liberty design. Instead, it carries a familiar portrait of George Washington on the front. That detail alone changes the entire story from fantasy to fact. The 1993 P quarter was made for everyday use. It was produced in very large numbers, intended to pass from hand to hand in stores, markets, and banks. Unlike older silver quarters minted before 1965, this coin is made from a copper core with a nickel outer layer. That means it contains no silver at all. So the idea that it is a rare silver treasure automatically worth millions simply does not match reality. Its metal value is just its face value, 25 cents. Now, could a 1993 P quarter ever be worth more than face value? Yes, but only under very specific conditions. Coins are in absolutely pristine, uncirculated condition, graded at the very highest mint state levels, can sell for more to serious collectors. Even then, we're usually talking about tens or perhaps a few $100s in exceptional cases, not millions. The value comes from condition and rarity in top grade, not from the date alone. There is also the possibility of mint errors. Occasionally, coins leave the mint with striking mistakes, off-center designs, double strikes, or wrong planchets. If a 1993 P quarter were discovered with dramatic and verified mint error, that could raise its value significantly. But even dramatic modern errors rarely cross into the life-changing millionaire category. They may bring strong collector interest, yet they remain within realistic numismatic price ranges. Some online stories promise overnight billion-dollar transformations, claiming certain modern quarters have unimaginable worth. These stories are designed to excite and grab attention. In truth, the coin market is built on supply, demand, documented rarity, and condition. The 1993 P quarter is not a key date in the series, nor is it a low mintage issue. It is a common circulating coin that millions of people still have in drawers, jars, and wallets. If you truly want a Liberty-themed quarter with strong silver value, you would need to look much earlier in history at pre-1965 issues when quarters were struck in 90% silver. Even then, most are worth their silver content plus a collector premium, unless they are rare dates in superb condition. Modern clad quarters like the 1993 P simply do not carry that precious metal advantage. That said, every coin still carries historical value in a different sense. A 1993 P quarter represents America in the early 1990s, a snapshot of economic life, technology, and national identity at that time. For young collectors just starting out, even common coins can spark curiosity and passion. Sometimes a real fortune is not measured in millions, but in knowledge and enjoyment gained from a hobby. If you believe you have an extraordinary example, perhaps perfectly preserved straight from an original mint roll, it can be wise to have it evaluated by a reputable coin grading service. Professional grading can confirm authenticity and condition, which directly affect value. Without professional verification, bold claims of massive worth remain just that, claims. The dream of finding a coin that changes your life overnight is powerful and exciting. It fuels treasure hunts through pocket change and keeps collectors searching. But when it comes to a 1993 P quarter, realistic expectations are important. Its true power is not in turning someone into a billionaire overnight, but in teaching the fundamentals of coin collecting. Research, patience, condition awareness, and market understanding. So before holding on to a 1993 P quarter believing it hides unimaginable silver riches, understand what it truly is, a common copper-nickel clad coin from the Washington Quarter series. It may not transform your fortune overnight, but it can still be the beginning of a fascinating journey into numismatics, where knowledge, not myths, is the real treasure. When people hear the words Liberty Quarter, their imagination often runs straight to hidden treasure, secret vaults, and overnight riches. But when we talk specifically about a 1982 quarter with a P mint mark, we are actually referring to a coin from the famous Washington quarter series, struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1982, these quarters were not made of silver at all. They were composed of a copper core with a nickel outer layer. That simple fact alone shatters the myth of a standard 1982 P quarter being a secret silver millionaire maker. Yet, the story does not end there, because in the world of coin collecting, value is not only about silver content. It is about rarity, condition, and extraordinary mistakes. The year 1982 is important in U.S. coin history because it marked a period when official mint sets were not produced for collectors. That means fewer high-quality, carefully preserved coins from that year entered the market. While millions in 1982, P quarters were made for circulation. Finding one in pristine, untouched condition today is surprisingly difficult. Coins that escape scratches, wear, and damage can command strong premiums among collectors. However, strong premium does not automatically mean millions of dollars. It means hundreds or, in exceptional grading cases, possibly a few thousand. The real excitement around a 1982 P quarter begins when we talk about condition. In everyday circulated shape, this coin is worth face value, 25 cents. But if a coin survives in near-perfect mint state condition, graded at the very top levels by professional grading services, its value can climb dramatically compared to ordinary examples. Collectors pay for perfection. A flawless surface, blazing luster, and sharp details on George Washington's hair. And the eagle's feathers can transform a common coin into a collectible prize. Still, even top-condition coins rarely reach life-changing amounts. Now, let's address the powerful myth of a silver 1982 P Liberty quarter. Regular circulation strikes from 1982 were not silver. The only way a 1982 quarter would contain silver is if it were part of a special proof issue struck in San Francisco, not Philadelphia. So if someone claims to have a standard 1982 P silver quarter worth millions, that claim demands serious verification. Testing the weight, checking the edge for a solid silver color instead of a copper stripe, and consulting a professional would be essential steps. Without those features, it is almost certainly clad, not silver. Where true fortune can appear is in rare mint errors. If a 1982 P quarter was struck off-center, on the wrong metal planchet, double-struck, or missing a mint mark in an unusual verified way, collectors may compete aggressively for it. Dramatic errors can push values into thousands or tens of thousands depending on uniqueness and demand. These are the coins that create headlines, but they are extremely rare. The average 1982 P quarter in a pocket or jar does not carry that destiny. Some rumors claim that a hidden 1982 P quarter could make someone a billionaire overnight. Realistically, no verified public sale supports that claim. The coin market is passionate but grounded in documented sales, auction records, and collector demand. Even the rarest modern quarters have not crossed into million-dollar territory under normal circumstances. Coins that reach millions tend to be historic rarities from the 18th or 19th centuries with tiny surviving populations. A modern 1982 P quarter simply does not fit that profile. That said, the emotional power of coin collecting should not be underestimated. A single coin can spark curiosity, historical interest, and even a profitable hobby. A sharply preserved 1982 P quarter graded at the highest mint state levels can sell for impressive sums compared to its 25-cent face value. While it may not buy a mansion, it can certainly outperform expectations if it is truly exceptional. The key is knowledge, authentication, and realistic valuation. If you believe you have a special example, the smartest move is not to sell it quickly to the first buyer offering a small premium. Instead, have it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or third-party grading service. Authentication protects you from being misled, and professional grading establishes market trust. Collectors pay more when a coin's quality and authenticity are verified. Patience and proper valuation are far more powerful than hype. It is also important to separate the word liberty from confusion. Earlier quarters like the Standing Liberty design ended in 1930, long before 1982. By 1982, the design featured George Washington. not the classic Liberty figure. So while many people call all older U.S. coins Liberty coins, the 1982 P quarter belongs to a different design era entirely. Understanding this historical detail helps prevent unrealistic expectations about rarity and composition. In the end, the 1982 P quarter is not a secret silver jackpot waiting to turn someone into a billionaire overnight. It is a modern coin with potential collectible value only under special circumstances, exceptional condition, or dramatic mint error. If you have one, treasure it as part of American coin history. Examine it carefully, and seek professional advice before making decisions. Knowledge is a true fortune in coin collecting, and that is what transforms curiosity into confidence.